Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Tony Finn and Rob Vino of WagerTalk.com. We got ACC football here Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern in Miami Gardens, Florida. Tony, coming to you first. It's UNC and Miami. We're seeing the Hurricanes -4 at home, 66 being the total. What are you liking in Hard Rock on Saturday?
I'm not gonna comment I'm not gonna get passionate and or I'm not gonna be angry as the Canes probably are pretending to be, off 2 losses with a bye week. They've had all this time to gear up to pound the Tar Heels, right? Unfortunately, I'm still a little reeling, still a little bit from that Tar Heels Notre Dame game. It's just that one surprised me, really did limit me. I thought that the Tar Heels were going to be better than they showed. I thought Mac Brown was really teasing us with the non-conference slate where he got behind, caught up, got ahead, let him catch up. I thought he was kind of messing with us a little bit. But the truth is that Miami hasn't been able to beat Mac Brown, have they? I mean, Manny Diaz hasn't been able to, and they've lost 3 in a row to North Carolina. They've been through more coordinators than I have been through editorials looking for, some recreational fun. And here's the deal. This is North Carolina's game to win. I can't imagine laying any points with Miami right now in the game. And for that reason alone, Drew, give me Carolina the points and a game I think they win not only straight up, but I think by margin.
Robbie, coming to you next. Tony touched on it a little bit. I'm talking from 20 minutes north of Hard Rock Stadium where this game is going to be played right now. And there is a lot of people around town just really down on the program. I mean, that loss against Middle Tennessee, the game against Texas A&M, you almost could have said like they should have won if they were able to punch it in a couple times, yardage wise anyway. And then even going back the week before, they didn't get the cover against Southern Miss. So they're sitting here 1-3 against the spread, losing 2 games, really tough losses. Off week, Cristobal, kind of his first time back in South Florida, coaching the troops. I don't know, does he get him back up? Is this a time to actually maybe buy low on Miami? Or could this be kind of the beginning of the end for 2022 and the Miami Hurricanes? How do you see this one, Robbie?
As Tony mentioned, you wouldn't think that you're getting away cheap with Miami. However, my power ratings show that they probably should have come 5-point favorites here, and they're currently 4. So it's kind of right in that vicinity. So maybe a little low with Miami, but I think it's tough to assess them right now, especially defensively, Drew, because they have such confusing results, right? They play Southern Miss and Texas A&M back-to-back, and they only allow 495 yards. This is combined. Both of those teams got 495 yards against them and only 16 points. Then they come play Middle Tennessee, and Middle Tennessee gets them for 507 yards, more than the other two combined. 408 passing yards, 25.5 per completion. They also allowed 3 TDs outside the red zone, 3 really big pass plays. I think there were 69 and then a couple of one was actually 98 that Middle Tennessee threw from their end zone. So they got bombed on in that secondary. It's really tough to know if they just disrespected Middle Tennessee and didn't understand that, they had a new offensive coordinator from Samford who runs air raid and they were going to throw it all over the place. Chase Cunningham's certainly capable, and he showed it. 45-31 Middle Tennessee win. So you get a week off to stew. Try and game plan for North Carolina, which certainly can throw the football against 4 FBS opponents this year. Drake May and company, 326 passing yards per game. So in my mind, if Miami can't pressure this team, then even if they try to do that, too high safety, let's umbrella them, let's not let them get over the top of us. That might be a lot of what Cristobal talked about this week. But North Carolina is more than content to throw intermediate routes and run the football. They can do both and go right down the field as well. Miami's got to generate pressure. It's hard to tell if they can generate pressure because most of it was accomplished against lesser foes. So right there, you're in a little bit of a quandary. If I had to make a guess, I would say North Carolina is going to move the football here against this defense and score their share of points. The last 2 times these teams have met, you've had 87 and 88 points scored. So it's been a high-scoring series as of late. All that being said, North Carolina can't stop anybody. And Miami's offense is pretty well balanced. Parrish runs it well. They got 5 guys, 4 receivers plus the tight end, who have all caught between 10 and 13 passes. And it's all between, I think, like 120 and 175 yards. So the dispersal of the football has been great. They're going to go back to Tyler Van Dyke. I think that's big news because Tyler Van Dyke got benched against Middle Tennessee. He wasn't having a good day. And here's a kid who on most NFL big boards is touted as a first or second round quarterback. So Van Dyke's had a couple of weeks. I think he'll have success against this North Carolina D. Tony talked a little bit about the Notre Dame game. Just think about this. Notre Dame went for 576 total yards against North Carolina. And Virginia Tech, it shows you how bad Virginia Tech's offense is. They couldn't do anything last week. Don't misread that as UNC turning a corner defensively. They're just not any good defensively. I think both sides get after each other here. I would be more willing to take points than lay them in this game. But 66 seems like it might be a bit low. I think in the end, you're probably looking to UNC. Watch out for the weather here, guys. I know that it rains, and Drew, you live right there. I know you guys get these thunder showers constantly, but there is a pretty good shot at thunderstorms throughout the game. 47 to 54% chance, 11 to 15 mile an hour winds. If there's thunder and lightning in the area, of course, they stop the game until it's dry, so it doesn't usually affect how many points are scored. But I would keep an eye on the weather in this game between Miami and UNC.
He's Robbie Vino. You heard from Tony Finn as well. Check them both out, WagerTalk.com. Guys, a good day to do so is Mondays, $9 Mondays. All plays from all handicappers discounted to just $9. Check it out, WagerTalk.com.